Have you been asked to create a training video and you don't know where to start? Well, if so, you're in the right place. Hey, it's Jeff with YourLearningCareer.com. In my role as an instructional designer, I am often asked to create videos and not only create them, but edit them. But guess what? Folks, I am not a video editor. That's not my primary role, and it really is not my area of expertise. But luckily, there are a lot of great tools out there that are helpful in getting that done. And the one I want to highlight today is Camtasia. Now, Camtasia is a TechSmith product. I've been using it for years. I actually use Camtasia both at work, and then I also use it, like I'm using it right now, to create this YouTube video. So I am a very big fan, and I want to say thank you to TechSmith for sponsoring this video today. I was really excited to make this because, like I said, I've been using Camtasia for a long time and I am a fan. I want to show you how to quickly and easily create a training video using Camtasia. Typically, when I am asked to create a training video, it's usually some kind of software or systems demo. So that's what I'm going to show you today. But Camtasia can really be used for any kind of training video that you want to do. So if you're doing a talking head video, it's very easy to use, but I really love the screen capture functionality of Camtasia. So I want to show you that along with some other things. So in this scenario, I'm going to pretend like I've been asked to do a short demo on how to create animation in a PowerPoint. Let's say I've got a group of people who aren't very familiar with PowerPoint, and they want just a quick little video showing how you can create animations in PowerPoint. All right, so let's look at how we do that in Camtasia. Okay, I'm here in Camtasia, and you can see in the background that that's the introduction that I've already recorded for this YouTube video. When you go into Camtasia, you'll start with a new project there. And then I'm doing a PowerPoint demo. I want to do a screen recording. So I will just go and click on this record button. Now, I've already done that for this because I'm recording right now, right? And I'm screen sharing. When you hit record, you're going to have this window pop up. And basically, all you're doing here is you're just saying what you want to record. So the first one is the screen, the computer screen, which I have on because obviously I'm doing a screen recording. Now, second, this is if you have a webcam or like a video camera like I have here, you may or may not want that on. I like to have it on because I usually like to have myself in there along with the tutorial. But a lot of times you may just want to do a voiceover, or maybe you have someone else doing the narrating, so you don't need to be in the video. If you're not going to be in the video, just turn that off. And then microphone, again, depending on what you're doing. Like for me, I'm usually the narrator for my videos. So more likely than not, I'll have the microphone on and I will narrate as I go through the demo. But you may be in a situation where you're not narrating, or you're going to narrate later. So maybe you're just going in, you're grabbing the motions, you're grabbing the screen capture, and then you're going to go back and narrate later. So you may or may not need the microphone on. But this is typically the way I do it when I'm recording videos, either for YouTube or even for my training videos at work. And then system audio I have off, but that's just if you wanted to record any sounds coming from the computer, which usually I don't need that, so I usually have it off. But again, that's totally up to you. So once I'm ready, I'm going to bring up whatever it is I'm doing my demo on. So in this case, PowerPoint. I bring up my PowerPoint, and then I would go in and start doing my demo, start narrating and going through the motions. Okay, now I'm back in Camtasia. I hit stop on the player, and then that's going to take me back into Camtasia so that I can edit the recording that I just made. Usually it will automatically show up here on the timeline. You can see it here in track 1, but if I needed to, I would just drag it down. So if it wasn't already there, I could drag it down onto one of the tracks. The timeline in Camtasia, this is where you're going to spend most of your time doing the editing. This is where I would add any other tracks. If I have other video tracks, or if I have effects or other audio that I want to put on here. Now, I am not going to go super crazy with effects and everything. One, because I just want it to look good and get it done quickly. Secondly, like I said, I am not an expert video editor. That really is not my area of expertise. So I keep it very, very simple. The first thing I do when I'm editing is I first want to remove things that I know I don't want to keep, because inevitably when I'm narrating, whether I have a script or not, I make mistakes. I just do. So like already off the top. So when you look at the track here, so this is a combination of audio and the screen captures, the screen recording. And you can see this audio. So this here, this is a scrubber, and I can click and drag that to wherever I want to in the video. Let me hit play so you can see what's going on here. Hello and welcome to PowerPoint. In this tutorial, okay, hold on. So right off the bat, this is no good, right? It's like, I definitely do not want that in my video. Okay, so let me just show you how I could get rid of it. I'm gonna go here. So I click, you see how it's highlighted in orange? I'm gonna click there. I'm gonna hit S on my keyboard, which is a split. And then what I can do is select this part that I want to get rid of. I'm then going to click on Control on my keyboard, and I'm going to hit delete. And the reason I do the Control delete is because that's going to pull, you saw how the whole track moved over when I did that. Now, alternatively, I'll just show you what happens. I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. If I select it and I just delete it without doing the control, you see how it goes away. Sometimes you do want to do that, but then what I could do is just drag this. Basically, I click and drag there. Okay, so that's typically what I have done when I'm editing. Now, I'm very excited to show you a new tool that I have started using for editing, and it is a TechSmith product. It's called Audiate. And here's what I love about Audiate is that instead of me having to go and listen through all these waveforms, it turns this into text, and I can look at the text and edit with that. Now, that's cool enough, but then the other thing it does is it actually knows when I stumbled and said or So that's the other thing. It makes it really easy to cut out. Okay, well, enough talk. Let me show you what Audiate looks like, because it is really, really cool. To use Audiate, you gotta have properties open. Obviously, I have to have Audiate installed, which I do. But I'm gonna go up here and you see the audio properties. I wanna click there, and then I have this option to edit in Audiate. So let me show you what that looks like. It's going to ask me if I want to save, and I'm going to say yes. Now it's going to open Camtasia Audiate. And now it's going to transcribe my audio. And it knows, because the first time I used it, I selected the language, so it knows to do English. Then when it's done processing, it's going to come up like this, and check it out. Everything I said is transcribed here. So now I can really easily see, what I said and where I messed up. So right off the bat, I mean, I can see these highlighted uhs and ums, and I can get rid of them. And all I have to do is click on it. I'm going to click on that Normally when we want an I can just hit delete on my keyboard. Boom, it's gone. And then maybe I'll also say, because I said and animation, maybe I'll get rid of this and this. I just highlight them and delete. Boom, gone. And I can still listen to it. You know, I can hit play. An animation. Oops, where was it? Let me go like up here. Hello. Hello and welcome to this tutorial on PowerPoint. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you. Yeah. Okay, so I can hear that, but I can look through it and, I mean, like, look at that. So that's what I want to show you how to do. All right, so that's unnecessary. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. There's another and let me do a circle. Let me get rid of that. All right. But that is what Audiate allows you to do. It just makes it real easy to go in and do some quick editing and cleanup of what you said. And then, of course, the other thing is, because it's already transcribed, it makes it really easy. Like if you want to do, you know, closed captions, if you want to do captioning on your video, now it's already done. But basically, what I would do is I would go through, I would listen to this, I'll delete things that I don't want, and I can also correct things. So if I see something that I would want corrected, because the transcription is really good, but it does make mistakes sometimes, especially, you know, if it's like a proper word or maybe someone's name that it's not familiar with. So there may be little corrections. Let's say maybe instead of I'm gonna go here, I want the transcription to say I'm going to go here. So I just click on that word gonna. I'm going to click on this edit button, and I can change it to going just by typing, and then I'm going to click on done scripting. So that's how I could make edits to the transcript, but mostly what I do is just, you know, kind of go in and delete stuff. All right, so I've gone through and I deleted the things I don't want. So at this point, I'm going to go over here to sync, because what I want to do is sync it with Camtasia. I've just been doing this one, edit Camtasia timeline, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back to the edit, go back to the Camtasia timeline, because I still have more edits that I want to do over there. I'm going to hit sync, and it's going to ask me to save my Audiate project. I'll say PowerPoint tutorial and save it. And now when I go back into Camtasia, all of the, you know, all of those edits I made in Audiate have now transferred over. And it has this purple color. So now that I've done the syncing up of everything, I'm actually okay to unlink it from Audiate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm done with editing in Audiate for now. So I am going to unlink. And then I can get out of here. All right, so now that I've done kind of my main editing of the narration, now I'm just going to add a little polish to it. The other things I would want to do is just, you know, a couple of things I just want to show you real quick is as I'm scrubbing through, I'm going to put a couple of shapes on here. So I'll do insert. Okay, so right there, that might be a place. He's going up and he's, you know, clicking on he, third person. I am going up and I'm clicking insert. And maybe I'd like to zoom in on that a little. So let me just show you real quick how I could do a zoom. I'm going to go to animations. And then you have zoom and pan here. So that's already selected. So I'm going to keep that. And basically, I'm just going to kind of drag this up. And you see how it'll zoom in. So then now, when I play this back, I'm going to put a couple of shapes on here. So I'll do insert, and then I'm going to go to shapes. And then you see how it's now zoomed in. I'm probably not going to do a whole lot more than that. Now you do have, I like these. I like to use these a lot of times with videos, annotations. So if I click on annotations, and then you have various things you can do. There are shapes. that I can use if I click over up here on shapes. And you know, one that's pretty common would be this one, where maybe I want to put a box around something. So I would, you know, maybe I'd put that around shapes, a shape around shapes. And I'd go here and I'd say, okay, I want the outline to actually be maybe red. And then I could also make that larger under thickness. I can make it a little more pronounced. So I could put that on over shapes. And then see here in the timeline, this is where I can adjust how that comes in.
And then I'm going to go to shapes. And so let me do a circle.
There it came in late, so I'd need to go back and I'd say, okay, wait, where did that come in? Shapes right there. So I'd go back here and I'd make this circle shapes here. So I'm just clicking and dragging that over, and then I can see.
And then I'm going to go to shapes.
And actually now that's a little early. But you see, it's real easy to adjust. Maybe I want the shape to fade in. If I want it to fade in, I would just go to transitions. That's something I can do. And here's just a regular fade. I can just drag it down, and I just kind of put it there at the beginning. And then you can see it's gonna.
And then I'm gonna go to shapes.
Then it kind of fades in.
And let me do a circle.
And if I wanted to, I could also fade it out. So that's something you can do. Let's say now, as I go through, I want to zoom it back out, you know, because now he's drawing the circle. So I go back over to animations, and I usually just do scale to fit, and then it'll come back to that. So
circle.
Okay, now it's going to zoom out.
And I'm just going to drag that on there.
And then just, you know, something else I sometimes use are the titles, like these captions. So sometimes I might grab, you know, maybe I'm putting some further instruction on here. So I might grab this square with letters in it, and I can just double click it and say, add a circle. And I can, over here in properties, I can update the font. I can update the color of the font. I can update the size. So I have a lot of options and versatility there. But if I wanted to add, you know, some kind of caption, that's another thing I might do as well in a video like this. But like I said, pretty much for the most part, I'm just going to keep it very simple. And as I edit, I'm going to hit Control. You see how up at the top there's a little asterisk there? That means updates have been made, but it hasn't been saved. So I like to do this every so often. I'll hit Control S, and then that's going to save it, you know, and then now the asterisk is gone. But I can also just go to File and Save, you know, if I want to do that. But I do that throughout just because video editing, it does take a lot of power, and you just never know when your computer is going to decide it doesn't want to do video editing anymore and it crashes or whatever. So I do a lot of saving throughout, and then when you're finished, when you've got everything the way you want it, then you're going to go up to export, and I typically do local file, and then that's going to export it as an MP4. So you'll go there, you'll click on here if you want to tell it to go to a different folder, and then you're just going to click export, and it will produce a file. All right, so that is my approach to a quick training video. Now, like I said, I do keep it very simple. I am not by trade, I am not a video editor professionally by any means. But that's the great thing about Camtasia, is you don't have to be. You can get in, you can create a video fairly quickly, make it look good, and be done. And you don't have to be any kind of an expert. Now, if you are someone though who wants to continually raise your skill level, well, that's the great thing too. It will grow with you because it does have, like, I barely scratched the surface on the features and functionality of Camtasia, but hopefully you got a good taste of at least, you know, here's how you could go in, make a simple video, and you know, definitely if you want to do more, you can with this tool. So once again, I want to thank TechSmith for sponsoring the video today. I was really excited to do this video, to share a tool that I very much use and believe in. So I hope you found it helpful. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.